This is fantastic. This is why we come out here. As near as we can tell, there's some sort of crazy storm blowing in that was nowhere on any forecast. I mean, you can see how bad it's blowing the tarp. This is crazy. On every forecast we saw a chance of showers today and like minimal. Steps everywhere. This is really, really nice. Really nice.
I never even had heard there was a spectacular one up here.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a great one up here. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Vista Ventures. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Dave.
And today we find ourselves at Cowans Gap State Park here in Pennsylvania. It is a crisp October morning on a Saturday, and today we're actually starting out on a trail we're really excited about. The Standing Stone Trail, which is actually part of the Great Eastern Trail, which runs from Alabama all the way up through New York. I think it's like 1,700 miles, right, Dave?
That's right.
All right, so this is an 84-mile section. This will be the longest hike we have ever done to date, so pretty excited. A little bit anxious, but I think we've got the confidence that we're going to be able to pull this off and really enjoy ourselves. Should be a lot of beautiful scenery, great vistas. So with that, we're going to get on the trail and start our 84-mile journey. We start out here at the park and walk right along the lake. Follow what's also the Lakeshore Trail. It actually goes right by a little campground. On the other side where the Tuscarora Trail comes through, there's walk-in tenting. So if we ever decide to get real crazy and rip that one off, that'll be something we probably consider. And it's just a small lake, but this is a really nice state park. So getting up to a turn in the road, come to the old Civilian Conservation Corps incinerator.
That's where they put all the riffraff.
It's entirely possible. In a more realistic setting, I think is probably where they burned all the trash and stuff in the park. Interesting. Yeah. Never seen one of those before. Oh yeah, we've made it. The Cowans Gap overlook. Go CMS. I don't know. I don't know what that is. This is beautiful. So, around about 20 minutes ago,
we were down there.
We were down there doing the lake walk. Right along the lake here at Cowans Gap. Beautiful state park down there.
I would recommend it.
Yeah, if we were doing just what some would consider a normal camping outing, just staying at the state park down there, I would definitely recommend that.
Lots of short trails and just overall a nice well-maintained park.
Yeah, but this is quite good.
It is.
Worth the climb up here. All right. 2 miles in, we got 8 miles to go to Route 522 and 4 to the Todd Trail, so it's nice to have points like that you actually know where you're at on the trail that are defined landmarks. It's nice to keep a gauge on your progress. You can kind of know what speed you're moving at, when you can expect to make it to your next destination. But Standing Stone is living up to its name here for a few minutes anyway. Kind of what we were expecting.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's yet another vista. This is what we were excited for this trail. Get up on top of the ridge and just walk. see things like this. So here's some of what we've been dealing with. This is the most extreme section.
Not that extreme, it's not down over right here.
It's not bad, it's just how it is on the peaks of these mountains. They come up real narrow and rocky.
So we've just come out to Nobs Ville Vista. It's quite nice. Like 30 feet off the trail. Definitely worth it to come down here. And there's just this huge boulder field down below us. Almost like the trail's called the Standing Stone or something. Yeah, this is really neat. Walking through stuff like this. Really what I was expecting on the Standing Stone, and it is not disappointed. Okay, we've come out to Slanted Rock Viewpoint, which looks like it's just right out the trail. So, looking forward to that. This is kind of what we're looking at. I think that's it right there, but looking pretty freaking gnarly to get there, that's for sure. Yeah. This is looking to the north. The western view. South is nothing but Dave.
South is nothing but Dave. That's not true. There's a pretty nice view to the south.
And then over here to the east, we got the sun coming through the clouds back there. And this is definitely worth the small side trail to do this. Definitely suggest dropping the packs is what we did, because it is a pretty gnarly little climb to get up here, but as you can see,
Very worth it.
Completely worth it. Oh, careful.
Lost her.
Careful. They've almost bought the farm there.
Rocks are moving a good bit.
As you can tell, some pretty serious bouldering we got into on this little section. Holy crap. This is intense. And turning
Really, slowed our roll down pretty good.
And turning around, it continues. So, kind of hoping to get out of this so we can hike faster, because we're going super slow right now because there's no other option.
All right, we are still ridge topping, but we have moved out of that boulder field. Kind of wanted to get you a little more footage of it, but we needed both hands along with our feet. So it's gotten back to this, so we're really getting moving a lot better. Real easy walking here. We actually stowed our poles in the boulder field and still haven't felt the need to get them back out.
Alright, so one thing we've noticed about the Standing Stone so far is they certainly aren't afraid to put up signage and blazing, and we're very appreciative of that. So, Cowans Dam, 6 miles. We've got 6 miles under our belt. Route 522, 4 miles to go. Excellent.
Alright, so a little over 6 miles in and we finally got to the trail register. I assume it's where it is because of the reroute for those 2 months. But at any rate,
so check this out. Apparently the section maintainer on this section of trail is Carl James, aka the man. So I'm enjoying him already.
We're gonna fill this out. Head probably up to the Sideling Hill Vista. Can't imagine it's too far, none of the other ones have been. And then the trail. Belly's right back down here and we're finally starting to drop off. So this is the Sideling Hill Vista. It's pretty nice. This first 6 miles has just been loaded with views. It's just been great. It's been slowing us down, I think, almost as much as the rocks, actually.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Just stopping to take it all in.
Okay, we just passed the sign. 2.4 miles to Route 522, and here's 9 mile run. Excellent flowing little stream. We just crossed the beginnings of it probably mile and a half ago. Alright, so this is a nice little section. We actually got off of the road walk we were doing, which was invaluable to helping us speed up our trip. There's a nice stream right down in the bottom of this hollow that we're heading to. And if I zoom in real far, right there is where the trail continues on the other side. So we're just going to keep going down this hill, probably cross that nice little stream, and then belly around. I don't know if it's coming across on the camera or not, but we're getting real close to the turnpike because it is getting quite loud. Been able to hear it for about 2 miles now. Okay, as soon as you come out of the woods back there, heading northbound, you'll hang a right and just walk up this road. And as we suspected, there's an underpass here that will cross underneath the Pennsylvania Turnpike. And we're coming up to Route 522. Again, great signage giving us the mileage to Ramsey Path and Three Springs. 15 miles. We'll be coming in there tomorrow.
We've come 9.2.
And for those interested, the SST parking 0.3 miles down this road just by the turnpike is a little less than stellar. You might be able to stuff 2 cars in there if you're lucky, so don't expect a whole lot from that parking spot. But we're going to boogie across the road. Then we're going to start hiking along 522 for a little ways. There's a pretty, it's a little hard to see behind those trees, but there's a pretty sizable mountain there that I think that might be the one we're heading for.
So off of 522, you get on kind of a driveway, walk down and cut along this fence, nice little grass path, and straight to your elementary jungle gym. Evidently this is the way to get over there, so Caleb's gonna demonstrate for us.
This is apparently the sanctioned method.
By God, is he nimble.
Oh my.
So yeah, you don't want to get on the fence there, so this is their solution. we, right around 10 miles in now, stopped and had lunch, got our feet aired out, pulled a tick out of my arm, so you know, even if it's getting a little colder, you got to watch for that. Stopped and filtered some water. We're heading up a hill now. We seem to be following the stream. There should be water at the top, but it was a nice easy spot to get to, so we figured it wouldn't hurt to have another couple liters. Weather couldn't be any better today. We did a lot of road walking and walking out in kind of the open, so a little bit overcast, so we didn't get fried, but it was a little warmer than we were expecting, honestly. Tomorrow I don't think that's going to be the case, but
no, I don't think it's going to be the case at all.
We'll cross that bridge when it gets here.
We've made it to the Ramsey Path, which you can take down to the road. I think that's for people to day hike up in here. Here, heading up to Monument Rock. I think I've seen a couple pictures of, and excited to see that. Okay, just starting out from up the Ramsey Path there. There is a nice spring coming down, so if you needed water, you could. I think it's seasonal though, so just be aware of that. But we've had plenty of rain this summer, so it's flowing really nice. We're just in this cut through the mountain here, and we're just surrounded by rocks on both sides. It's pretty neat.
So we are on the way to Monument Rock here, and we have just had a wild turn of events. Came across an older couple walking along, and they were you know, picking up sticks, moving stuff off. Turns out it was the president of the Standing Stone Trail Club and his wife. So we got to talking to them, found out we were hiking the whole trail. So they pull out of their packs brand new, freshly printed map. Handed it to us. They said it's on regular paper, the printer didn't work, whatever, but if we wanted a real map, we'd have to go ahead and join the trail club when we get back, which we were considering doing anyway. So we just got to talking about all the trail maintenance they've been doing, all the things like that, and basically what we gathered from what they told us is they need young people. Yeah, they were probably in their 60s, and they said that's about the average age of all the people doing this. You know, this is an 84 mile trail, and he said he has maybe 15 people, mostly in their 60s, out here helping. So we're trying to attract some younger people to get into hiking more anyway, so why not also try to help them get into some of the trail maintenance. Is, you know, all this is done by volunteers, and without them we wouldn't be out here enjoying these beautiful things that we're doing. Yes, if you've been wondering about getting involved, you know, even if you're not younger watching this, I'm sure they could always use a little help. I think he said it was $10 to join his trail club.
Yep.
So I mean, that's nothing. That's just a donation goes to this, which is absolutely beautiful.
All right, almost there. Monument Rock. It's just a small side trail off of the Standing Stone. And after talking to the president and the first lady back there, even more excited than we were when we started our way up here. All right, folks, look at this. This isn't even it, but oh my. This is just beautiful.
Beautiful.
Holy crap. Look at that. Sun freaking just shining. Bright blue sky. Oh my. This is fantastic. This is why we come out here. Stuff like this.
Awesome people and beautiful vistas.
Really not more you can want. Superb. Here we are. Monument Rock. Sure looks like a monument. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Let me try to back around here so that I'm not getting, even though it's glorious, that sun shining through there, so you guys can see it a little better. There you go. I'm gonna crawl over there next to it, Dave. Give the folks at home some scale.
Sure.
It is a pretty large, impressive rock. There's Dave, about 6 foot.
I think you mean 6'8" handsome.
And it's another 6 foot over him. Awesome. This is spectacular. Yeah. For those interested, the little side trail to get here, completely worth it.
Very worth it.
do this.
Definitely do that.
Do this. The great vistas and this awesome monument rock here is completely worth the short little trek out here. This is just glorious. All right, folks, give you a brief update after we got done soaking up those awesome vistas at Monument Rocks. It's fairly late after spending all the time talking to Jim and Patty, the trail president and first lady there, which was great, absolutely worth it. But now we're kind of racing the clock here just a little bit. Still had probably 5 miles to go from there, and that was around 4:15. It's now 5 o'clock, and we have been legging it as hard as we can leg it and the terrain will allow, trying to race daylight to make it out to where we're going to camp for the night. There hasn't been anything super spectacular on this particular section right after that. Awesome stuff on Monument Rock, but still very nice walk through the woods here. This hasn't been super rocky or anything, which is great. Really helping us make time, and overall today has just been terrific so far. This trail has lived up to everything that Dave and I thought it would be. All right, from that sign down there, we'll actually turn and hike up this bad boy. Pretty nice views from up here.
Definitely not too bad.
I'll take it. Now, hike up the other side. I'm sure it's gonna be nice over there. Not bad. Not bad. All right. Time to keep booking.
All right, so we have found what we think is going to be camp for the night. Caleb ran up the road here. It's a couple hundred yards. He's seeing if there's anything better. This is kind of a parking lot. I think it's just off state game lands. Just. So, kind of hoping there's something a little better up there. But if not, this will work. It's open here for my tent. And he found some trees that'll make it work. So, at the very least, we're not going to be hiking in the dark.
All right, so update. Right now we're huddled underneath my tarp, which is getting blown every freaking where.
Things are getting wild.
As near as we can tell, there's some sort of crazy storm blowing in that was nowhere on any forecast. I mean, you can see how bad it's blowing the tarp. This is crazy. On every forecast we saw a chance of showers today, and like minimal. Yeah, and this is just
like scattered showers, not getting the hell under cover.
This is just crazy wind. Holy crap. I mean, right here the tarp is freaking against my head back here. I had it stretched as taut as I could get, and it's just crazy. The wind we're dealing with right now. Holy crap.
This is why you always check for your widowmakers.
Yes. Yes. Wind like this.
You can't just say, wow, they wasn't calling for a storm, because it wasn't calling for a storm.
Yeah.
We're getting one.
It just blew in. So we're going to hunker down here as best we can and try to get supper in us and
just see what happens, but holy crap.
Hopefully the tarp tent don't take flight while I'm in here.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping too. Holy crap, I'm hoping my tarp doesn't take flight, or
Yours I'm more worried about than mine, man.
Or I'll be in your tarp tent with you. Holy crap. Alright, well we're hoping this blows through quick, because this is bad.
Hopefully see you on tomorrow, folks.
Yeah, wish us luck.
So the storm seems to be past, mostly past. Actually, had enough service. I got a hold of my mother, and she said that there was some nasty thunderstorms moving through. High winds, some yellows and greens on the radar. But it was moving fast, which made sense with the wind we were having. And she said there was a couple band of rain behind that. Looked like some just spotty, nothing too serious to worry about. So we ended up getting away with that storm earlier with just a mist. I mean, it really didn't rain on us much. Which, the rain, when we were worried about it, was that wind. But it was nice to get a hold of someone at home and just kind of have a peace of mind that we're not about to get tornadoed. So we're snuggled in now. I'm going to go ahead and hit the sack and get up and have about 16 miles tomorrow. Start off with a road walk. Go through 3 springs. So there's a minute mark there. Might stop and get something to eat, get a Gatorade, who knows. Depends on how we feel when we get there. But either way, it's a great day. Hopefully the rest of the trip is just as good as this was.
Alright, good morning everybody. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. October 21st. Fortunately, we survived the night after those hellacious winds died down pretty good for most of the night. I mean, there was definitely some pretty high wind in spurts. The rest of the night would wake me up periodically, but nothing near as bad as what we were dealing with when we were trying to make supper. It's pretty cold. It's probably about, I think the temperature on my little keychain thermometer says about 40 degrees, but it feels a lot colder just due to the wind, and then there's some fair amount of moisture out there from the little bit of rain we got last night. So just kind of bundled up, still here in the hammock, and then try to get breakfast. So hopefully shortly after daylight we're able to break camp and get moving. So we got a 6-mile road walk to start the day, so that'll be exciting, but it'll be really easy to rip the miles on that, so that won't be bad. And I think according to the map we got about 16 miles total to get from here to where we're going, the Butler Knob shelter, which looks like a great shelter. Looks like the volunteers and stuff that built that did a great job, so we're definitely looking forward to camping there tonight. Wish we were there, wish we had been there for this night due to all the high wind and everything we had to deal with, but it's alright. We survived, so thankful for that. So we're gonna get breakfast and try to stay warm, and we'll start moving here at daylight. So hopefully it starts warming things up. So okay, we just got started. Came down over the hill from our stay up here at the parking lot, and I want to let you guys know there is a spring on up the hill a little bit, and there's also a spring right here. Comes down. It's where we filled up last night. It's not superb. You might suspect it might dry up in drier times, but fortunately right now it was just what we needed. Shortly after that spring brings you back out onto the power line for a nice morning vista. Very nice. Alright, off to the road. 3 springs, 6 miles. And there's a mini mart there with some refreshments with our name on it. Looking forward to, because we didn't want to filter water this morning because frankly it was too freaking cold. We didn't want to get our hands wet. We got enough to make it to Three Springs without issue.
I made it down to the road.
Still on the road walk. Walking through some rolling farmland at the minute. It'd be a nice place to take a break out on this grass if it wasn't 40 degrees and 15-mile-an-hour gusts. So we're just gonna keep on trucking. It is getting close to time when we should be taking our morning break, but hoping we'll be able to find a more secluded spot that's more protected from the wind. It is pretty chilly at the moment. Alright, we've finally made it. Borough of Three Springs. Looks like there's a little diner here. Needed to get a bite to eat. And we made it to downtown Three Springs. And right up there is the mini mart we've been after. Looking forward to getting in there out of the wind for a little while. Hopefully get a little bit of something to eat. Alright folks, we just got done with the road walk. Pretty freaking excited about that. It was easy to rip the miles, but at the end of the day,
it wasn't real exciting.
It was just pounding on the pavement. But did stop there at that mini mart in Three Springs, and that was fantastic. I mean, they had tables in there. You could sit down, add all kinds of beverages, milk, hot chocolate, Gatorade, Powerade. Had lots of beef jerky, granola bars of all kinds. They actually had some semi-small packs of lunch meat there if you really wanted to get crazy and make yourself a sandwich. And I think they had some pre-made sandwiches too, didn't they, Dave?
Yeah, they had a few.
They had a couple pre-made sandwiches and ice cream and things of that nature. So that was good. Definitely worth the stop there to swing in, just kind of sit down for a little while. We kind of ate half our lunch there because it was early and we didn't want to have to sit down out here in the wind and eat it. But so that was great. Definitely recommend the mini mart there in Three Springs. So with that, we're gonna start the long climb. I think it's 2.5 miles up here to the top of Jax Mountain. So it'll be exciting, but it should keep us warm. So we're looking forward to that. All right, we have made it to the top of Jax Mountain. Got this section here. Looks like they clear cut or something. Have fenced off to keep the deer out. Definitely a pretty good ascent coming up here. I think the total elevation gains something like 1,400 feet. Looking at the elevation profile, that is the tallest ascent on the Standing Stone. But it's over 2.5 miles, so it's not like it's all at once. So it's manageable, especially if it switchbacks back and forth on this road coming up. So there are times it gives you a little bit of time to rest, which is nice. So you found this nice pull off here on the way up. We're pretty much at the top, I think. Now I think it's just gonna roll across. And we hadn't got to air our feet out at the mini mart, obviously, because we weren't gonna do that. But I thought it was important to do that. And it's pretty nice up here. It's still chilly, of course, but
without that wind, it'd be beautiful.
Yeah, the sun's out and it's gorgeous other than the wind. The wind is making it somewhat miserable, but nothing like it was earlier today, that's for freaking sure, because we were really questioning life itself at one point. But hopefully that's behind us. So we're gonna keep drying the socks and shoes out here, air the feet out for another couple minutes, and we'll keep going down this road, like another 7 miles or so, and we'll be at home for the night. Certainly looking forward to that. Coming down off the other side here a little bit. Pretty decent view out ahead of us. You can actually see mountains way out there in the distance. Pretty.
Sure is, Caleb.
Much to our chagrin, the wind has picked up yet again.
You gotta get moving before we freeze.
And it's certainly quite chilly at the moment. Especially now that we're not climbing anymore. It was easy to keep warm on the uphill, but now that we're on the downhill, it is quite cool. We're still on the road, trucking along. And out here ahead of us, see the mountain that we're going to climb. Somewhere up there is the shelter. There's a couple radio towers. And then on that. That's another radio tower I zoomed in. But somewhere on the other side I think there's a fire tower as well, but it's closed off. But we can see the pinnacle now. All we gotta do is climb it. Okay, as you start your approach up toward the top of that mountain where all those radio towers, if I could talk, and stuff are at, there is water right here if you're heading northbound on the left side of the trail. They've got a nice sign here to designate it.
And a cairn.
And a cairn. It's right down here. Little spring house right there. Coming out right here. Looks good. Okay, at long last, we have arrived at the Butler Knob shelter. So that water back there we just showed you along the road is the last water that you're gonna have access to. Yeah, it says spring quarter. Over here, they've got a sign here. It says spring quarter mile, which is that one back there that we showed you right off the road, which was very nice. Seems like it would be pretty reliable. It's a real nice campsite. They got a walk up here, so you can see. They got a bear hanger right here. Put your food bag on, which is very nice. And this shelter looks very well constructed. I think they just built this, what, 2010? Dave, do you remember?
Wasn't any before that, that's for sure. There's info in here, I might say.
Oh yeah, this is
Trail of the year 2016.
Oh. Yeah, they got a little poster in here going over that this was Trail of the Year 2016. They got a trail register here.
Newspaper for fire.
Shelf with some basic essentials on it, which is nice. It's a nice beam. The shelter was erected in the spring of 2011 by the Standing Stone Trail Club. Yeah, this is pretty new. It's a pretty new shelter. And they've got a fire ring right here, which is nice. Couple rocks there. A couple rocks to sit on. Dave's excited for the fire. And a picnic table. Picnic tables are always excellent additions. Butler Knob shelter. Alright, this is going to be home for the night and we're awfully excited about it.
Alright, so we are at the shelter. That's where we're staying tonight. So this is a great opportunity to spread out. That's Caleb's tarp. Was it War Bonnet?
Yeah.
It's a War Bonnet tarp. And this is my tarp tent. You know, this is just thrown up just to get the airflow through it. I keep mine in a mesh bag during the day after it's wet. It rained on it last night. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't dry. With the mesh bag today, I would have slept in it and been fine. But since it's windy and not raining again, we're just going to make sure everything is a little extra dry and not have to deal with any moisture issues the rest of the trail, hopefully.
Okay, so we've got camp and everything all set up. Wind's still blowing pretty decent and it's a little chilly. So I've got some quilt action going on here. Got my head sticking out the foothole currently. That seems to be working well. And Dave, over here behind me, managed to get his sleep pad stuffed down in his sleeping bag, and he's curled the heck up in there right now.
I'm just testing it.
Getting warm. So it's definitely going to be a chilly one tonight, no doubt about that. But we got pretty healthy stack of firewood there that we've compiled. We've actually added 2 seats to the fire ring. Which only had 2, and they were sitting kind of far away. We figured we'd want to be close to the fire tonight if we have one, so that'll be good. But yeah, this campsite, excellent campsite. They did a great job putting this shelter area together. Got the bear hanger for your food, nice fire ring down here, the picnic table over there, which I'd be keen to take advantage of if it wasn't freaking cold. And this shelter is excellent. Very well constructed and beautiful, really.
Proper height back here.
Yeah, and the big advantage is they actually put it pretty high back there, probably 40 inches, 3 feet at least, which is one of the disadvantages of the shelters that they've got on the Laurel Highlands hiking trail. It goes almost to the floor back in the backside, so it kind of makes it a pain if you're sleeping with your head down there to sit up. But they didn't do that on this shelter, which I applaud. But yeah, this is gonna be an excellent place to spend the night, and really great. Looking forward to it after last night's debacle with the typhoon, whatever it was that rolled in and tried to blow us off the side of the mountain. So very much looking forward to sleeping in a 3-sided sturdy shelter tonight. So that is going to be great. Alright, so we're just out here hanging the bear bags on their bear hanger. Never actually seen one done like this, but Dave's already done one, so he's a skilled professional at this point.
Yeah, did I miss?
I
can't really see. That on?
I don't know. I guess. Yep, you got it. Good job, Dave. Killing it. Yeah, it's just got this big metal pole that you hook onto your bag and then take it up and hook one of the loops around one of those hangers. It's a little bit tricky, but we got it figured out.
How getting them off goes.
Yeah, as long as we can get them off in the morning, or one of us will be shimmying up that pole. So that chore is done for the night, so we're gonna go back in the shelter and warm back up, because it ain't too freaking warm out here.
It is not.
Okay, everybody, it's officially bedtime here at the Butler Knob shelter. Overall, it was a fairly uneventful day. Not a whole lot to see since it was just mainly all road walking, but nevertheless, we got here plenty of time, like 4 o'clock, so we had a couple hours till dark, so that was nice. Nice to finally be able to actually make it to camp and relax a little bit, unlike last night's escapade. But so very thankful for this shelter and all the hard work the volunteers put in to make this reality, so shout out to them. The weather today was pretty rough with the high winds and cold. Made it pretty miserable on all that road walking, but it's alright. We endured, we made it through. So now tomorrow we got, right off the bat, I think 2.5 miles from here, we've got Hall of the Mountain King Vista and the Throne Room, which is supposed to be the best vista on the whole trail, so we're greatly looking forward to that. So with that, good night, guys. We'll see you in the morning.
Good morning, everybody. It's around 7 o'clock. I wanted to be up a little sooner than that, but just staying dark later, and it is cold this morning. It was cold last night, and it was cold this morning.
Good morning from the North Pole.
Yeah, Caleb thinks we hiked all the way to the North Pole. I told him we're not there yet, but he just won't listen. No, it's hard to climb out of your nice 20-degree bags when it's that cold. But got to get moving, so we're up. He's sounds like he's making some tea.
Oh yeah.
I've got my English muffin and my cereal bar is warming up in the sleeping bag with me, along with my clothes and contacts case. So hopefully that makes all that a little more pleasant to deal with later. Being in shelter tonight, we don't have a whole lot to pack up, so we should be on the trail relatively quick, even with waking up a little later than usual.
All right, we made it to the top. That was a healthy climb early in the morning. Butler Knob, 2,320 feet. I believe it. Sounds like we've got some construction going on up here. Here's the fire warden's old cabin up here for the fire tower. It's been run down and vandalized for who knows how many years now, but then here is, you can see, is the old fire tower. It's all closed off. They got all the steps taken off below to keep people off of it for obvious safety reasons, and frankly, it doesn't look in the shape I'd want to be crawling up there anyway. Maybe 100 yards from that fire tower is this other vista. First vista of the morning, and it looks like it's going to be a good one. Oh yeah. How about that, folks? That is gorgeous. That mountain right there is the one we climbed up the side of yesterday, because we were seeing this knob that we're on right now as soon as we get up there to the top and started coming down. Really neat to be able to see where you've come from earlier in the trip. It's very nice. Great way to start the morning. Standing Stone Trail, Mapleton, 8.6 miles. Not bad. Okay, to give you guys a little bit of idea what we're doing right now, we have the most intense rock scramble across the top of a mountain I've ever been a part of. This is crazy. Look at this. Stowed the trekking poles because they're useless right here. This is just really, really neat. Just have to be sure of your footing, because it is nothing but rock through here. But this is really cool. Alright folks, it is really hard to get the enormity of what we're looking at into video. You almost just have to come here, because when you get up to the peak of this, I mean, you just gotta view the whole way around. Be careful I'm turning there, since it's nothing but rock to stand on. But I mean, this is just a heck of a view. Literally 360 degrees. Yeah, this is great. even if you think this footage is nice, it is doing this zero justice.
Yeah, it's
The only way to actually feel this is to come here.
I'd recommend it. Okay, so as we're standing enjoying this beautiful vista, top of this rocky climb, we just happen to look down and notice, if it'll show up on camera, there's a pile of deer droppings out on this boulder field. That is one impressive deer to be out on something like this.
Well, Caleb, deer like vistas too.
I guess they do.
There's really no other reason to come up here for a deer.
Thought
This is a good reason.
that was pretty wild. Pretty wild to see that. Was not expecting that out on this. Okay, folks, we have arrived at the side trail to the throne room. Apparently that last awesome vista we showed you was Hall of the Mountain King. Did not see any signage. Not saying that it wasn't there, and it might have got blowed over from all the high wind we've been dealing with the past couple days. It was certainly a heck of a vista to see. So we've begun our short side trail to the throne room, which is supposed to be the greatest vista on the trail. Alright, we're out here. I reckon it's the throne room, because I think the throne is sitting right over there behind that tree. Looking forward to getting out there and taking it in, because it looks like it's going to be a beautiful view, because it already is. Would not recommend this in the summer months.
You like snakes?
Unless you're into cuddling with rattlesnakes. More power to you, but this is it, folks. This is the throne room. Spin you around here a little bit. This is beautiful.
All right, here it is. Sitting on the throne. The enormity of how much you can see is just ridiculous.
Okay, as soon as you come down off from the throne room, the trail kind of comes straight down. You'll come down onto this old roadbed. Probably a quarter mile after you get on this, there's a spring coming down out of the mountain right here on the left, and it's pouring out of a pipe right here on the right side. So if you need water, this is definitely a good place to fill back up as you continue on. Just doing a little bit of road walking on this state game lands road, and having to look up on a tree, and a decent sized hornet's nest up there. If you want to have a lot of fun, open and grab a hold of one of them and throw it at your buddy. Right, Dave?
We doing that?
looks pretty nice. Get on around the trail where we can get another view of it. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
I guess it's gonna make a decent lunch spot.
I think so too.
Dave agrees. Dave, are you hungry?
It is time to eat.
Dave's hungry.
And air out the feet.
And air out the feet, most importantly.
Actually more important than the food.
Try to eliminate any blister issues because we still got a long ways to go. But this is gonna be nice.
So we've really been into this section of trail since you dropped off Windy Vista. Definitely the nicest, I'd say, since the first day. Just carve straight into the mountain. That's what we're used to here in PA. And you get these little micro vistas along the way, which is always a nice touch.
Big shout out to the trail maintainers of this section. This would have been a pretty freaking gnarly descent. But they've got all these rocks laid out in a step format, which has
Made it a lot easier.
made it way easier. So that is you can see that's a pretty good descent. As we spin you around, and we just keep going as the trail just keeps descending down to Mapleton. Yeah, I love sections of trail that are like this. They're just carved into the side of the mountain.
It's an actual trail. It's not just walking a road.
With rocks and everything added in. Just makes it really unique. Big old rock face right here to our left. This is a really cool section.
Bouldering on that if you wanted a day hike to this.
Coming down off from Windy Vista, this is just a treat, this section of trail. Alright, we're walking through Mapleton on our way to the post office for our resupply. Alright, so we just come into the Mapleton post office to do a resupply. Dave came and dropped our food off on Friday. So we each got a shoebox full of food. We do have these parcel lockers here that you're able to use because this post office is only open from like 7:30 to 11:30, so it's kind of hard to hit that. So we dropped it off ahead of time and got these parcel lockers, and then just able to return the keys in the local mail slot. So simple enough, and it only cost us like $7 to have it here.
$7 is all it was.
Certainly money well spent to not have to carry an extra 5 pounds of food.
Yep.
So we're gonna get our food bags stocked back up and keep on hammering. It's worth mentioning when you come down to the main road and make a left to stay on the trail, if you do mail stuff to the post office and need to do a resupply, it is actually down to the right.
On the map, I was kind of under the impression that it was right along the trail, but that's not true. So there's a post office down there on the right. So when you get down to this main drag, don't hang a left just yet if you need to go back there and snag your resupply. Just go to the right 150 yards and pick up your stuff. All right, we're coming across the bridge from Mapleton, heading towards Route 22. Before we begin our ascent of 1,000 steps.
All right, folks, right after you cross the bridge, all the way down there is a shelter. Just right on the other side of this little park, just out of Mapleton. And it has little primitive bathrooms here.
The bathroom, pavilion.
Pavilion. So if you're if you're on this trail, or if you're hiking the Great Eastern Trail, the whole thing, this would be a nice place to stop and actually take a break. You got the town over there. If your resupply had to be picked up in person, you didn't have a key. Mountain Union's 4 miles down the road, so that'd be another good option for a resupply. And these bathrooms were a nice touch along the trail for what we're doing too.
Okay, we've come up to Route 22. Trail is right over there, so we're just gonna wait for a gap in the traffic, make a beeline. All right, everybody run! Yeah! All right, made it. Oh, worth mentioning. Yeah, worth mentioning. There's a little water right there. Right as soon as you cross, if you're really hurting, you feel some. Still on our approach to 1,000 steps, but this is a pretty neat section here with this big rock face just off to our left. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, at long last, we've made it here to the base. We've got a nice little kiosk here with all the contributors to the 1,000 steps. Nice. All right.
We say about things like this, don't you, Caleb?
I do.
It is time to embrace the uphill.
That's all we got. That's all we got to do. Just one step at a time.
How many steps would that take, Caleb?
Just one step at a time. Well, even though it's 1,000 steps, I believe they're somewhere along the lines of 1,200.
Boy.
Steps everywhere. Kind of coming out on an exposed section of them right now. You want to make sure that you've got adequate water before you start this. There's supposed to be water up here at the dinky house at the top, which I'm counting on. So we're not running super heavy on water, but we got enough to get us up here easily. All right, so we got to the top of 1,000 steps. Wasn't too bad. Definitely knew it was there, that's for sure. But we were able to climb that in about 30 minutes. I think we're coming out to the dinky house, and I believe there's supposed to be water right here. I hope so, because that's where we're planning on filling up. Well, other than all the graffiti, not sure what the story was behind this. It's my understanding that the 1,000 steps is had what, a limestone mine up here at the top, I think. And apparently the workers would climb those steps every day to go to work and then descend them every day to go home. That's pretty wild. It's always cool to see old structures like this along the trail and think of times past.
We're just buzzing along the top of the mountain here. Footage might get a little spotty from here on out. You know, we got that kind of an hour later start than we wanted. I mean, it was cold and dark for as long as it was. So we got to make up some ground here. But that's all right. Back at the shelter, which was the last place to stay, it was only a little after 3. And that's way too early to stop. So if need be, we'll pop on the headlights and hike for a little with them on. The weather should be really nice tonight, so I'm not concerned about setting up camp at night. Not like last night and the night before that, where we had storms and just nasty cold blow in. But in the time being, we're just enjoying this section of trail, because it is really, really nice.
Just walking out along this ledge. This used to be the ledge quarry over here according to this sign. This is a pretty nice vista here. Down there's Mapleton. Did a resupply. Train coming through. Nice.
Just a nice view.
It is a nice view.
We decided to stop, take 5 minutes, get a little trail mix, some fluids in us. You know, we're a little behind, but the 5 minutes we're gonna spend here getting to camp longer is gonna be real beneficial tomorrow and the next day. It's real easy to just keep going and not take care of your body, especially when you're realizing you're a little behind, but just a few minutes, a few calories, and a little bit of moisture in your body really makes a big difference on a trip this long. And there is an actual vista here, parting through the trees, down over the river. Just beautiful.
Nice.
Even in a hurry. Well worth stopping for a minute. But just a minute. I'll back at it. We're heading to the Jax Mountain Campsite, which we're hoping is marked, since we might be getting close to dark. We didn't find the water we were hoping to at the Dinky House, and there's supposedly a seasonal spring at this campsite. But we've also read that it's a hidden trail to it. Now, why you'd ever have a hidden trail to a water source is beyond me, so hopefully somebody's marked it for us, since the information we got was printed.
And the switchbacks just continue non-stop, but at least they're finally getting us up there. There for a while they were just very gradual, taking forever. But I gotta tell you, that is nice. Oh my. Wow. Wow.
That's why we climb mountains, boys and girls.
That's right. Oh, look at that. Dave's embracing the awesomeness. Rightfully so. Oh my.
Beautiful sunset.
It is beautiful sunset.
Unfortunately.
Oh my.
That is a stellar view.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
I hope it's coming across on the camera as good as it is in
Yeah,
person.
because this is really, really nice. Really nice.
And I never even had heard there was a
spectacular
one up here.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a great one up here. Huh. That's
there
sweet.
it is.
All right.
We are
Head down
there.
Head down to the summit. We're pretty close.
Oh yeah.
We're pretty close.
We'll get there.
All right. haven't made it to camp yet, but we're certainly getting closer. Here is Shorb Summit. There's supposed to be a camp with a seasonal spring. Just trying not to fall off that rock. Close by here. So there's Shorb Summit. Not a bad view.
Not at all.
Very similar to what we just saw a little bit ago. But very nice. Very nice.
So is that red sunset?
Yeah, in a way. Alright.
As nice as this is.
This is nice, but we're going to return to racing the 15 minutes of daylight we got left. So wish us luck.
Alright folks, things probably aren't showing up real well, and the reason for that is that in the last hour or so, things have gotten pretty wild here at Vista Ventures. And we're up on top looking for Jax Mountain Campsite. We found a sign that said Jax Mountain Registered, had a mailbox there, and there was a little bit of a trail behind it that went back to what, I don't know, might have been able to pass for a stealth camp. Didn't look like there was any spring there. So we kept walking after that. Didn't find a sign for a campsite. We feel really good. We both have good headlamps. And we're actually on more or less an old logging road or something, old four-wheeler path maybe. So we just decided to keep going. There's water up here. We're not exactly sure how far we've come today. We had planned on 19. We're well past that, so we might be looking at ripping a new PR. We're not normally big fans of night hiking, but it's a beautiful night. I mean, it's probably still mid-50s. No real breeze, no cloud cover, so the moon's out, or will be out. The sun's still trying to poke through a little bit, but we'll let you know if something changes. But right now, the mission is to keep going for water.
All right, everybody, so we found what we're gonna say passes for a camp.
Yeah,
it is it's not ideal for me in a tent or Caleb in a hammock or really anything, but we found water. You know, after you come down off of Jax Mountain, you run into a lot of private land, and I'll crash on, you know, some state game land or something if I need to, but I'm not gonna squat on private property unless, you know, we really need to. And obviously we weren't that desperate. We're not sure exactly how far we ended up going today. It was well over what we were planning, obviously, so that'll just cut into tomorrow's, or really we're not sure yet. We'll have to see how tomorrow goes, see how we're feeling especially. But we are set up, we are safe. The great news is that the weather is looking amazing. It's supposed to be like a 0% chance of rain, the low's only in the 40s, whereas, you know, last night it was low 30s. So those are all good things. We don't need an optimal camp setup to make that work. But we have water, we have food, and we have shelter, so
we've got the bare essentials covered.
The bare essentials are covered, and that's all you really need, right? But you know, you got to take the good with the bad. My only advice is that if you don't stay in Mapleton, load up with water, and when you get to Shorb Summit, the first campsite you see after that, just take it.
Yeah.
Or the first thing that looks like a campsite, because there wasn't anything up there that actually looked real great. But the further you go, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
So
Stone Mountain sure ain't great.
Yeah, Stone Mountain is where we're on, and it is not what you want. And like I said, obviously, after Jax Mountain, you get into a lot of private land, so don't camp there. But either way, we'll see you in the morning.
Saucer's pile. Well, Saucer, you have an incredible thing going on here.